And we have Chad Klassen joining us now for a look ahead at sports. Chad, how's your day been?
Not bad. Yeah, pretty good. Light time in the sporting world in the summer times. But we got some lacrosse tonight. Game 3 of the Thompson Okanagan Junior Lacrosse League Final. That's at Memorial Arena. It's 1-1 between the Venom and the Tigers. We're going to talk about the heated rivalry between Kamloops and Vernon here. Also, BC Lions back home at BC Place for the first time in a month. 3 games in the East they had, and they won a perfect 3-0, of course. And then round 2 highlights of the British Open. That's coming up in sports. Game 3 of the Thompson Okanagan Junior Lacrosse League Final goes tonight at Memorial Arena with the series even at 1. Venom looking for a big bounce-back game after they got shellacked 12-2 at the hands of the Tigers on Wednesday night in Vernon. The teams meeting in the league final for the 6th straight year, and as they say, familiarity breeds contempt. The Venom and Tigers certainly do not like each other, and it shows on the floor. It's a rivalry like no other in the realm of amateur sports in Kamloops. Sure, you've got the iconic Blazers-Rockets feud that's always fun to watch in the playoffs. But watch the Venom and Vernon Tigers duke it out, and it's must-see sport.
They're compete level. They never stop competing. They're well coached. They just keep battling, and I got a lot of respect for them. They're always there and true competitors.
How competitive they are. They're a really good team, and it's really nice to come in their own barn and try to win it, right? It's just to show you're the dominant team, and it's just a fun rink to play in and fun crowd to be against, right?
Every year, you kind of know what's going to happen, but I love playing against these guys. Just the finals, it brings out the best out of me, I feel, and our team. So just every game, you just know, especially my last year, just to go out there and just have fun.
They're both great teams, meeting in the playoffs every year, and that can't help but spark a rivalry. And it's physical, with huge hits and little scraps almost every time up the floor. Even for Venom head coach Doug Clark, he says he'd trade anything to go back to his heydays playing.
Yeah, it's a tough game. I wouldn't mind being out there, though. It's fun. It was fun playing when we were that age, for sure.
Yeah, there's always rough stuff, kind of after a whistle like that, so you kind of know what's going to happen, but you don't try to let it get to you because you don't want to get a penalty.
Surprisingly, only one of the last 5 championship series between Kamloops and Vernon has gone the distance to 5 games. The Venom have won 3 of those 5 finals, including last year's sweep of the Tigers. That won't happen again this year after Wednesday's 12-2 blowout loss in Vernon. Kamloops knows it has to get back to their game.
Well, just run our offense and make them check us. And if we do that and make them and just try to keep the game 5-on-5, we're pretty confident with what we've got.
Both teams are guaranteed a spot in the provincials hosted by Vernon, but moving forward, the teams know that for the health of the Thompson Okanagan Junior Lacrosse League, there needs to be more competition.
Yeah, it's tough this year. A couple forfeited games. Even we had one there too. But for Kamloops, we've been able to get some good players to stay. But I think that rule, that intermediate rule, I think that definitely needs to change because, as you can see, it just eliminates players from playing here.
We've gone down that road for 3 years now, and we just don't seem to win. There seem to be some people in this league that really believe in bringing the caliber of the league down by not allowing intermediate players to play in it is the right idea. And, of course, we're dead against it. We've fought this rule all the way through. So all we can do is just keep saying the way we see it, which is let's bring the caliber in the league up, not down.
It has been a whirlwind offseason for Kelly Olynyk. First learning the Boston Celtics were going to move on without him, then testing the free agent market and eventually landing a sweet deal with the Miami Heat. With that $50 million contract he signed, Olynyk can now focus on his basketball camp this week in Kamloops and look forward to the beaches of Miami.
Good shot, good shot. That's right. Orange ball, orange ball. Orange.
It's been an off-season of change for Kelly Olynyk, his first in the NBA after 4 seasons with the Boston Celtics. He's now traded in his Celtics gear for that of the Miami Heat, where he signed a 4-year, $50 million contract earlier this month.
I think it's a great opportunity for me. They had a great end of the year. The last half of the year, they were the top record in the NBA, and they signed pretty much everybody back, and they got a core that's really good. Obviously Hassan is a huge body down there and play the 5 and guard guys, and alter shots at the rim and do all that kind of stuff. They got great guards who are dynamic and scoring.
Gone are the days of the big three with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. Miami has struggled ever since, missing the playoffs last year. But Olynyk is looking forward to helping turn the franchise back around.
The way they play and the way Coach Spo does his system, I think it's perfect for me. And I think that I can bring a little bit of shooting and skill in the front line for them as well. And I just think it's going to be a good fit.
Miami has Hassan Whiteside, who was last year's leading rebounder. In 2015-2016, Whiteside led the NBA in shot blocks. And with the news that Kyrie Irving wants out of Cleveland, the Heat could bring him on board as one of his preferred destinations.
I mean, that would be an unbelievable opportunity to play with a guy like him. But I'm not sure what's going to happen there. They're a pretty good team with him, so it'll be tough to kind of move him, I would think, but get the opportunity, it'd be awesome.
While Olynyk's focus is now on Miami, he certainly has fond memories of his time in Boston, despite how it all ended. At the top of his list, his 26-point performance in Game 7 against Washington.
Olynyk a three. Oh, Charlie Olynyk, the game of his life!
That propelled the Celtics to the Eastern Conference Final.
It was definitely probably the best game I had as a Celtic, and the best atmosphere I'd seen as a Celtic, and to hear 20,000 fans in the Garden chanting your name and solely your name is pretty unbelievable. It's kind of surreal to think about and dream about, and it happened. I got a lot of messages after that game. Just trying to repeat that and kind of duplicate it more and more in the coming years.
As for what Olynyk's done since signing the $50 million deal, not a whole lot. He hasn't spent any of the money on himself. In fact, the only item he's bought is a brand new set of golf clubs for his dad, Ken. He says he plans to rock his well-used Toyota Tundra in Miami.
I wouldn't call myself frugal. I would say I'm more money savvy than frugal. But we'll see what happens. I have a few things in my mind brewing up. I do have the Toyota Tundra still, so I don't know. It's a big interior. It fits me well. It's tough to go into one of these more expensive sports cars. You're just all cramped up in there.
Gotta love the good old Kamloops kid. 4 years ago, tragedy hit the Richey family, which has connections here in Kamloops. Connor Richey was in a freak accident that ultimately took his life. Connor's twin brother, Stuart Richey, is a former volleyball player at TRU. His sister, Kyla, is also a volleyball player, and a good one at that, staple on the national women's team. Both are still mourning the loss of their brother and leaning on others to get through.
Chad, some pretty happy people learning about this information today.
Susan, as mentioned, great news for residents of Cache Creek who get to go back home tomorrow afternoon after a long 10 days. I'm joined by Carolyn here, a resident of Cache Creek. What's the feeling like and now that you're going to be able to go back home?
It's unbelievable. You can't imagine. It's the best news. I'm so grateful and thankful for our firefighters that fought us to get us home, and the police and all our volunteers. We are so grateful, and I speak for all the residents of Cache Creek. Thank you so much, and we send you a big hug.
That's amazing. And now, the last 10 days, and I can see the emotion on your face. How have the last 10 days been like for you?
It's been very stressful. The hardest part is as each day goes by, and I'd like the new evacuees to understand this. As each day goes by, you're going to feel more distressed. But trust our volunteers and our help out there. They're going to get you home, just like they got us home. Thank you. Thank you.
I understand you got a couple animals. Where have they been staying the last couple weeks?
Cherry Creek. We have acquaintances out there that have been grateful, and tons of other people from Backcountry Horsemen have been reaching out to all of us with animals, and the dog walkers. They've all been there at True University. It was amazing. Oh, they would just take your animal and just keep them and safe while we had to go take care of things inside the university there. It's I can't explain it any more than that. It's how much help we've had. It's been unbelievable.
One last quick question. We only got a bit of time left, but what's the first thing you're going to do when you get home tomorrow?
I'm going to open my doors. I'm going to sit on the back deck and have a drink.
That's awesome.
Or we're going to have a block party.
That's awesome. Sounds amazing. Hopefully I'm invited there. That was Carolyn from Cache Creek. That was Carolyn from Cache Creek. As mentioned, they get to go home at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Susan?
Fantastic, Chad. Emotions obviously running high for residents there. Thanks for that report. Chad Klassen reporting live tonight from the Sandman Center. Chad Klassen joins us now in Cache Creek and has more on this story. Chad?
Susan, it's the second full day for Cache Creek residents being back home, of course, after the evacuation order was lifted officially on Tuesday. Now we're learning more about how properties in and around Cache Creek were saved as a result of the work by the BC Wildfire Service. The one right behind me, which is clearly covered with fire retardant, it's only feet away from where the fire came through.
Everything's pink, my wood's pink.
Bright red fire retardant blankets Fred Gerwin's home in Cache Creek, leaving behind a mess, but a mess that ultimately saved his place from the fast-moving flames 2 weeks ago.
It was pretty red, that's all we could say, but my wife says better red than black. It came just to the back of this brick building.
Fred and his son Wes can't believe the house, which Fred built himself in 2000. The two joking it looks more like a bad paint job, but now they have to clean it up, relying on the help of Thompson Valley Restoration.
We have no clue at this particular moment. They don't know what they can do. It's on our rock work, it's on our brickwork, it's everywhere.
Down the road at Sage and Sands Mobile Home Park, also saved by the drop of fire retardant, Gareth is eager to clean off his home, but he wants to ensure he's doing it right.
Well, we're going to go talk to the insurance adjusters about getting it cleaned up. We want to make sure that it's safe for us to do it before we take it down ourselves. Actually, it's coming off pretty easy, to be honest.
Gareth washed the retardant off his car with just soap and water, which is one way to do it.
We've seen a lot of it in Cache Creek as we've been doing a drive-through, so it is crucial to try and get it off as quick as possible. If you do have some home insurance, it's best talking with your insurance broker, maybe seeing if it is covered by your insurance. If it's not, we've had really good luck, hot soapy water, using a pressure washer.
Fred's place may be a little more difficult with the amount of retardant that's caked on after sitting for the last 13 days. He's not sure how fast it can be removed.
Well, it all depends on contractors. I mean, if you're first out of the gate, I guess you're better off than the people that are behind you.
Now, Susan, it's been raining on and off throughout the day here in Cache Creek and around the region. Of course, good news for wildfire crews battling the Elephant Hill fire, which is still burning north close to Clinton. Now also in the distance, both north and south of me, unfortunately, have been lightning strikes as well, which could spark new fires. So hopefully no new starts in the next couple days, Susan.
All right, Chad, thanks very much. Chad Klassen reporting for us tonight in Cache Creek.